Welcome to the 1000 Nights and 1 Night. Now, when it was the 887th night, she said, It hath reached me, O auspicious king, that when the wazir bade imprison Nur al-Din, they carried him to the stables, and left him there in chains, hungering and thirsting, and making moan for himself. For indeed he saw death face to face. Now it fortuned by the ordinance of destiny and foreordained fate that the king had 2 stallions, own brothers, such as the Khosrow kings might sigh in vain to possess themselves of one of them. They were called Sabik and Lahik, and one of them was pure silver and white, while the other was black as the darksome night. And all the kings of the isles had said, Whoso stealeth us one of those stallions, we will give him all he seeketh of red gold and pearls and gems. But none could avail to steal them. Now one of them fell sick of a jaundice, and there came a whiteness over his eyes, whereupon the king gathered together all the farriers in the city to treat him, but they all failed of his cure. Presently the wazir came into the king, and finding him troubled because of the horse, thought to do away with his concern, and said to him, O king, give me the stallion, and I will cure him. The king consented, and caused carry the horse to the stable, wherein Nur al-Din lay chained. But when he missed his brother, he cried out with an exceeding great cry, and neighed so that he affrighted all the folk. The wazir, seeing that he did thus, but because he was parted from his brother, went to tell the king, who said, If this is which is what but a beast cannot brook to be parted from his brother, how should it be with those that have reason? And he bade his groom take the other horse, and put him with his brother in the wazir's stable, saying, Tell the minister that the 2 stallions be a gift from me to him for the sake of my daughter Miriam. Nur al-Din was lying on the stable, chained and shackled, when they brought in the 2 stallions, and he saw that one of them had a film over his eyes. Now he had some knowledge of horses, and of the doctoring of their disease, so he said to himself, This, by Allah, is my opportunity. I will go to the wazir and lie to him, saying, I will heal thee this horse. Then will I do with him somewhat that shall destroy his eyes, and he will slay me, and I shall be at rest from this woe-filled life. So he waited till the wazir entered the stable to look upon the steed, and said to him, O my lord, what will be my due, as I heal this horse and make his eyes whole again? Replied the wazir, As my head liveth, and thou cure him, I will spare thy life, and give thee leave to crave a boon of me. And Nur al-Din said, O my lord, bid my hands be unbound. So the wazir bade unbind him, and he rose, and taking virgin glass, brayed it, and mixed it with unslaked lime and a menstruum of onion juice. Then he applied the whole to the horse's eye, and bound them up, saying to himself, Now will his eyes be put out, and they will slay me, and I shall be at rest from this woe-filled life. Then he passed the night with a heart free from the uncertainty of cark and care, humbling himself to Allah the Most High, and saying, O Lord, in thy knowledge is that which dispenseth with asking and craving. Now, when the morning morrowed and the sun shone, the wazir came to the stable, and loosing the bandage from the horse's eyes, considered them, and found them finer than before by the ordinance of the king, who openeth evermore. So he said to Nur al-Din, O Moslem, never in the world saw I like of thee for the excellence of thy knowledge. By the virtue of the Messiah and the faith which is no liar, thou makest me wonder to admire, for all the farriers of our land have failed to heal this horse. Then he went up to Nur al-Din, and doing off his shackles with his own hand, clad him in a costly dress, and made him his master of the horse. And he appointed him stipends and allowances, and lodged him in a story over the stables. So Nur al-Din abode a while, eating and drinking, and making merry, and bidding and forbidding those who tended the horses. And whoso neglected or failed to fodder those tied up in the stable, wherein was his service, he would throw down and beat with grievous beating, and lay him by the legs in bilboes of iron. Furthermore, he used every day to descend and visit the stallions, and rub them down with his own hand, by reason of that which he knew of their value in the wazir's eyes, and his love for them. Wherefore the minister rejoiced in him with joy exceeding, and his breast broadened, and he was right glad, unknowing what was to be the issue of this case. Now in the new palace, which the one-eyed wazir had bought for the Princess Miriam, was a lattice window overlooking his old house, and the flat wherein Nur al-Din lodged. The wazir had a daughter, a virgin of extreme loveliness, as she were a fleeing gazelle or a bending branchlet. And it chanced that she sat down one day at the lattice aforesaid, and behold, she hid Nur al-Din singing and solacing himself upon the sorrows by improvising these verses. O my censure, who wakest a morn to see the joys of life in its jubilee, had the fangs of destiny bitten thee, in such bitter case thou hast pled this plea. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt, and by fires I dree. But from fate's despite thou art safe this day, from her falsest fay and her crying nay. Ye blame him not om his ways waylay, who distraught shall say in his agony, ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. Excuse such lovers in flight abhorred, nor to love's distresses thine aid afford, lest thyself be bound by some binding cord, and drink of love's bitterest injury. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. In his service I wont, as the days went by, with freest heart through the nights to lie, nor tasted wake, nor of love aught recked, ere my heart to subjection summoned he. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. None weet of love in his humbling wrong, save those he sickened so sore, so long, who had lost their wits mid the lover throng, draining bitterest cup by his hard decree. Ah me, for love and his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. How oft in night's gloom he caused wake to rue, lovers eyne, and from eyelids their sleep withdrew, till tears to the railing of torrents grew, overflowing cheeks unconfirmed and free. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. How many a man he has joy to steep, in pain and for pine hath he plundered sleep, made dawn garb of morning the deepest deep, and even his dreaming forced to dree. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. How oft fails me, how bones are wasted, and down my cheeks torrent teardrops hasted, and embittered she all the food I tasted, however sweet it was wont to be. Ah me, for the love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. Most hapless of men who like me must love, and must watch when night droops her wing from above, who, swimming the main where affection drove, must sigh and sink in that gloomy sea. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. Who is he to whom love in stinted spite, and who scaped his springers and easy sleight, who free from love lived in life's delight? Where is he can boast of such liberty? Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. Deign, Lord, such suffering why, maintain them best protect him dine, establish him in his life assane, and defend him from all calamity. Ah me, for love in his case, ah me, my heart is burnt by the fires I dree. And when Nur al-Din ended his saying, and ceased to singing his rhyme, the Wazir's daughter said to herself, by the virtue of the Messiah and faith, which is no liar, verily this Moslem is a handsome youth. But doubtless he is a lover separated from his mistress. Would heaven I wot, and the beloved of this fair one is fair like unto him, and if she pine for him as he for her, and she be seemly as he is, behoveth him to pour forth tears and make moans of passion. But an she be other than fair, his days are wasted in vain regrets, and he is denied the taste of delights. And Shahrazad perceived the dawn of the day, and ceased to say her permitted say. And so do I cease my telling of this tale, till it be morrow.